describe your relationship with him and what it will be like on opposite sides of the field this time?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my best friends. I owe him a lot. I was 3 years under him. I kind of follow the way he studies the game. He taught me so much, how he studies offense, because he, obviously was coaching offense in Atlanta for a few years before he came here. I kind of follow his routine of how he goes about breaking down opposing offenses. Pretty sure all our kids' furniture is comes from his house because we kind of follow them. So they're just great friends. He'll be a great friend for life. But as far as the game goes, I mean, it's an opponent like anybody else. We have a lot of coaches and friends that we play against. Just if you're in this business long enough, that's just part of the deal. So as soon as the ball's kicked off, it'll be fun to see him pregame, fun to see him before, and as soon as the ball's kicked off, we'll be ready to go.
We've asked you about Byron Young and Jared Verse. Feels like every week this season, but just what was it like seeing their impact recognized with them getting selected to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I was happy for him. You feel for some of the guys, that didn't get recognized. So that's kind of first where your mind goes. But so happy for BY, and obviously well deserved for both of them. And I think it's more of just not necessarily the sack numbers; it's the down in and down out play, how they're affecting the game, how much of an impact they have on our defense. So it's just awesome to see those guys get the recognition that they deserve.
What are you seeing from Kirk Cousins at this point in his career?
He's playing at a high level. I mean, he's obviously cerebral, sees the game, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball. Most of this, pretty much every snap, the ball is going to go exactly where it's supposed to go. Obviously, you can see, with age comes a little bit with the mobility and things like that, but still playing at an extremely high level. And you can tell they want to get the ball in their playmakers' hands, and he's got a lot of them, so it's going to be a huge challenge.
Bijan Robinson, what kind of do you see with him?
I mean, he's probably, you could make an argument, best back, best skill player in the league, whatever it is, whether he's definitely in the conversation, and going to be one of the best skill players we see all year. And it's huge. It's the explosive play waiting to happen. He can make something out of nothing. Obviously, with the stretch run game, him looking to cut back, whether it's the check down, screen, just him getting the ball in space, and that's a gender. So we just got to be on it every single snap. We got a population tackle. We got to run to the ball. We got to play with great effort, and it's going to be a huge challenge.
Last few weeks, it seems like Kyle Pitts has been kind of tapping into some of that potential that made him such a highly regarded prospect coming out. Like, what are you seeing from him for the last month or so?
For sure. They're using him really well. Obviously he's got a receiver skill set that plays tight end, so they're moving him all around the formations and they're getting him in the right spots where he's running the routes that he's really good at, and they're finding him and they're targeting him, and as they should. So he's a huge challenge. He's a matchup nightmare, really. No matter if he's covered, he's really not covered because of his size and his speed, and it's going to be a huge challenge. And they're doing a great job kind of dispersing him around and getting rid of the ball.
The defense has been the beneficiary of two very good draft classes. How has the way that Les and the coaching staff put together, I guess, made such an impact for you and your defense?
Oh, I'm so thankful for our scouting staff and Les and everybody as a whole. They really have a feel for guys that will have success, be a success in this defense and in this system. And obviously going into our first year, my first year as coordinator, having the class and some of the impact guys that we have that are still here. It's really guys that, the main thing is guys that love football, and we'll find ways to put them in the best position, or we'll try to. And I think just us, the constant communication that we have leading up to the draft, I think is a really cool thing that we have here, and constantly talking about the different guys, and it's really just guys that are smart, tough, love football, and we'll try and find a role for them.
How rare is it, getting back to Verse and Young, in your experience, to have two edge rushers that can be, so impactful? I know some teams have one, a dominant, and other people that play off that, but to have two of them, how rare is that, and how does that, impact you?
Like I said, it's pretty thankful for it. There's obviously a few other teams I think that have some good pairs. Houston, I know, has a couple really good ones. But yeah, you obviously, when you have two, they can only give really attention to one. It's really hard to kind of give so much attention to both guys all the time. So, obviously Verse, being the dominant rusher that he is, he's going to get a lot of attention, and and now BY is starting to draw a lot of attention. So, You know, it is definitely something pretty rare, but we're thankful to have them both.
Ben Coqueca is gonna have a little bit bigger role these next few weeks. Like, what have you learned about him working with him the last year?
I mean, I've known him for a while, and you know, he's a stud. You know, he's got the military background. He's got great energy. Just love working with him every single day. You can see he's got you know, the guy's real tight, you know, kind of organized, tight, you know, with good pep in his step. And he loves football, and he's going to get those guys playing hard, playing fast.
With getting Roger back potentially this week and possibly Quinton down the road, what does that do for your defense?
You know, it just brings another good football player that we can utilize our skill set. So, you know, we'll take anybody that's healthy, you know, especially at this time of year, that's healthy and played a lot of good football like Roger has. You know, we're excited to see what he can do. It was unfortunate, you know, we were expecting him to have a big role in that Tampa game when he came back, and it was unfortunate he got the injury that he did. So, you know, he's going to use all that practice time. He's been here a while now where he's used to our system. Hopefully we can use that and kind of figure out what he does best and put him in those positions. So, and obviously excited to get Q back whenever that day comes.
Chris, obviously, all this week, it's all about Atlanta and scheming for Atlanta. Is there any part of, in your preparation that takes that crappy feeling, that crappy, hey, we lost energy, or don't let this happen again?
It's you know, as soon as we got on the field, whatever day it was, Wednesday, you know, you're moved on. You know, it's just, you always, it was a long time. It felt like from you play that Thursday game till it's almost, you know, 6 days till you get back on the field practicing against another team. And you know, but yeah, we're all in on the Falcons, and no matter what happened, whether we won, whether we lost, it doesn't matter. And as soon as you get on the field and you start, you know, practicing plays and making corrections and playing football, you know, it all kind of goes away.
All right, thanks, guys.